right, Miss Renae, how are you? Long time no see on the podcast. It's been a while.
It's been a bit.
You look very festive, if you will.
Do I? You bumped up the time on the podcast this morning, so I thought I was going to have more time to decorate the shelf. So I was just like pulling stuff from
That
around
was your
the
concern?
house.
Was the decorations?
Yes, because I had already taken fall down, and it was like these bare, empty shelves, and I didn't have time to put things up.
Renae's
Look at
outfit.
the giant Santa.
Renae's outfit looks like a tablecloth, like at Denny's for the holidays.
At Denny's? A Denny's
Right.
tablecloth?
I don't know.
Can I be a Ralph Lauren tablecloth, please?
So Renae and I were having our little bedtime talk last night as we were wrapping things. Which, by the way, here's the funny thing, Rick, and I don't know if you guys deal with this. Renae and I have been trying to watch Frankenstein for 2 weeks.
Okay, why did Guillermo make such a freaking long movie?
Like, dude, we started and then like something happens and then we start talking and then we can't watch it, or Delilah wakes up, or we're too tired.
I think it took us 3 nights to get through part 1.
We're literally watching the Frankenstein movie like a miniseries.
When it finally came up last night and it was like part 2, I was like, whoa, we made it.
And last night, Renee's like, oh, I'm liking the movie, but how much time do we have left? And then I clicked it. It was like 45 minutes. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to bed. So we will try to finish it tonight.
Have y'all seen it, Rick? Have you and Gigi watched it?
No, I hear it's really good.
It is. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
It's really well done. And
it feels kind of magical.
I love the story, the story of this monster that is, struggling with his existence, struggling with, finding kind people. I love it.
It's just so long. I wonder why they didn't do it as a series.
Well, I think
I guess it had a theatrical
but
release.
It's done $500 million, and the budget was $120 million.
My guess is more of that money was international. Like it did better
No,
internationally.
it did 325,000 in the States.
Yeah.
I mean, people love horrors, and I don't think it's a horror.
I was going to say, I wouldn't classify it as a horror movie.
There were moments where you're like, ugh, I can't watch him chop bodies.
Oh, yeah. When he was like slicing into things, I was like, tell me when this part is over.
Haven't watched
I can't.
It, Rick?
No, it's on my list.
It's a beautiful movie. And,
it's so long, yeah.
We're really trying to finish it. We should finish it today.
We'll finish it by Christmas. That's the goal.
But that's the life of a husband and wife with 2 kids. It's just trying to get through it. We are loving it. But in our pillow talk yesterday, Renae brought up the fact that
I'm like, what did I bring up?
Well, some people were saying that we've been negative lately.
Oh, that the podcast has gotten a little negative. Yeah, and you know what? I take comments to heart when they come from people who like regularly comment or contribute and have said positive things and encouraging things to us before. So when it comes from someone who I feel like is typically a Trevino cheerleader, then I do kind of take notice.
But my thing is, if you are a Trevino cheerleader, then come with us in the ups and the downs. I mean, life's not always going to be exciting. Life's not always going to be positive. We are going to have our ups and downs in life. And one of the things that at least we had discussed is that we will always be honest and real on the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part about.
It's got to be the balance though, Steve, because what do people come to watch, right? And sometimes what we think we're putting out there, or sometimes I think maybe we're not thinking about what we put out there because we are just so off the cuff. I think sometimes that outside perspective can be helpful too.
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, I have always looked at the comments and when I see it several times, right?
Yeah. I
take the criticism and I try to be better.
Yeah.
Right?
Let Renae talk.
But at the end of the day, I think that we live in a world that only shows perfection.
Yeah.
Garrett watches baseball videos. He goes, "Oh, this kid's so good." Well, but they don't show you when he struck out,
right?
And they don't show you the struggle and how the hard work it got to get there.
When he might have thrown the bat because he was mad,
right? Or the time that he made an error at shortstop or second base. They don't show you that. And one of the things that I've always tried to be is very, very honest and very real with my stand-up, with what we're going through, how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Renae and I, it hasn't been easy, with Delilah becoming more active in sports and activities because she's getting older. Our life has gotten pretty hectic, and Renae and I miss each other, and Renae and I pass each other in the freaking house.
I'm already doing bedtime with her when you're getting home, and you and Garrett are eating dinner.
We're juggling life right now, and I do hear that, and we do want to stay positive, and we will be very positive today, but at the same time, I am a little like, hey, do you love us or not?
Yeah.
Do you love us for all of us?
I should have read you the actual message. I don't think I could go back and find it now. It's like lost and buried somewhere. But I didn't think it came. I don't think it came from an ugly place. I think it was. She came back, watched an episode late night, and just typed out what she was thinking and what she was feeling.
But at the same time, I got a message from somebody that was like a private message, DM straight to me. Through my Instagram, and the guy was like, dude, you fired me up.
Yeah.
Your attitude of fuck you, I'm going to show you. He goes, that fired me up, man.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it made me want to work harder, and it made me want to do things, and it made me want to say, you know what, fuck you, watch me. Yeah. Right? So then you get comments like that. So we live in a world where number one, you're not going to make everybody happy.
Yes.
Right?
But also, I think the moral is we're thankful for those of you who watch and stick with us.
Oh, well, 100% we're thankful for that. And to be honest with you, we love doing it.
Yeah.
And I have loved the podcast. I've learned to love the podcast. I've learned to, I want to hear what Rick has to say, and I want to hear what you have to say. And I want to be on the podcast. But again, I don't want to change, and I don't want to be fake, and I don't want to pretend to be positive on the podcast when we're going through something.
Well, and I think as you say that, I think about the episodes where you've sat across me and you're not in a positive place. You are kind of in a dark place, and you still come and you still sit in that chair and you still talk into that microphone and you still carry this podcast. And that takes a lot. Like that takes a lot too. And to authentically share that, I think is a rare and unique thing. Not everyone feels comfortable doing that and can work through that. So I think got to give you credit for that too.
Well, and are we negative sometimes? Sure, because we're going through something, but the fight's not going to end. We're still fighting. I'm still going to keep fighting.
Like, what fight?
No, I'm going to keep fighting.
Are we fighting on this episode? What are we fighting about?
I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep getting up. I'm going to keep going to work. Yeah. I'm going to keep doing my thing. We're not going to quit.
Yeah.
We're going to be strong, and we're going to keep going. But gosh, can I share the moments of like, fuck, can I share those?
Yeah.
Is that not a real human feeling? Yeah. What are your thoughts, Rick, of what we just talked about?
As our producer who sits back and watches every episode.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you watch, especially like a comedian when they're doing interviews, everything has to be scripted PR feeling. So what I love about your guys' podcast, it is real. And I know, especially from, let's just take the Netflix thing, all the things that it took to get to that, the ups and downs of that. So if you're only talking about the positive, there's outlets for that. Like you can go and do an interview about that. If you want the true story of how it got there, you come and listen to this.
Yeah, and it's an honest, real relationship that Renae and I have. Do we absolutely love each other? Yes. Are we going anywhere? No. Do Renae and I have ups and downs in our marriage, in our life? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes, we get on the podcast and we're struggling with something, or we're having a hard time with something. And
we just finished fighting, and then we sat at the table.
So, we are going to continue to share our lives and what's happening in our life. And sometimes it's going to be very positive. Sometimes it's going to be, hey, we're bummed out. We're having a hard time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I hope that people look at mine and Renae's relationship and go, well, but that's the other thing too. It's like, I don't want to present a perfect relationship.
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about all the times that after a live show, people come up to you and they say, thank you for not making me feel like a marriage has to be perfect, and that we can go through our ups and downs, and we can have disagreements and still come back. We can be frustrated
with each other. Yeah. We can only see our perspective, right?
Yeah.
And that to me is that's to me is what the secret sauce is, in my opinion. Don't you think, Rick?
Yes.
Is the honesty. The real shit.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you can be two things at once, because to me that's really important. Is yes, you can be frustrated and still in love. Yes, you can be annoyed and still in love. Yes, you can be off doing something and still miss your, having a good time doing that and still miss your partner. Like that you can be two things at once.
And it's not easy. And we are different people and we do have our struggles, but at the end of the day, we love each other and we come on the podcast and we share.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. I dare anybody out there to go, okay, I'm going to do a podcast and I'm going to talk for an hour a week.
Yeah.
Every single week and keep it interesting and keep it fresh and not talk about the ups and downs. It's hard.
Yeah.
Podcasting's hard.
Yeah.
Rick, you've done it.
Then it becomes sticky. Then it's like a radio show, right? Like the morning. That's something different. Then it's the morning radio show. And
hey, welcome to the morning zoo. I say wacky stuff and Renae laughs.
And we call and prank people, and it's something different then.
I don't know. It's I don't know. When we talked about that last night, I had a lot of thoughts on it, and then I thought to myself, like, wow, man, like, I don't know. I want to be honest. I want to be real. I want to be open. I want people to know the real me.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved. We talked about the Dallas Cowboy documentary. That's what I loved about Michael Irving.
What's that?
Is he didn't hide behind who he was. Michael Irving was like, yeah, I did it, and
there was a White House.
Yeah, and there was a White House, and I fucked up, and I made up with my wife, and I fixed it, and that made me care about the guy.
Yeah,
because he has flaws, and he's
human.
He's human, and we're all human, and we all go through that. So I do have this shirt. I want to talk about it very quickly. I love the look at all the pictures they put on the shirt
over
of
the
all the
years
shows that they've come to. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. Is it always in San Jose that they come to see you, or have they been? Is that other different clubs?
They actually went to Chicago. That's in Chicago.
Okay.
And
is
they
that
actually
Chicago
went to
too?
That might be Chicago. I think they started in Chicago and now they live in San Jose.
Okay.
But I just love them, and I just want to give them a big old shout out for
I feel like they brought
you
Chick-fil-A gift cards before too.
Oh yeah,
like
and you know what? And they've never told me that we're negative ever. They never. They've never told me that they're negatives. I just wanted to throw a shout out to those guys. Renae and I have had a kind of a whirlwind of things going on, so we haven't been able to catch up with you guys. Renae did go to Japan and was gone for 10 days. And then the holidays hit us, and then before you knew it, we
it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's my busy season.
All the
Thanksgiving goes up, all the Thanksgiving comes down, all the Christmas goes up.
I can't.
The Christmas going up.
I cannot believe that that Thanksgiving's over.
It's done.
And we had a very chill Thanksgiving this year. Normally we've got a ton of people over, but
I mean, we still had a lot. We still had a lot of people.
But it was chill for us.
But that's chill for us. Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving, Rick? What did you guys do?
Just Gigi's parents over, and that was it. Watched the Lions lose and got depressed.
I was gonna say that. I had to watch my high school team lose on Friday, and then I had to watch the Aggies lose to the Longhorns. So, buddy, I'm feeling your pain. But at least the Cowboys won. So that was nice.
That's crazy.
But we didn't leave the house. We chilled, and my mom made my favorite. I can't stop eating those damn deviled eggs.
She tells me it's so easy, and I know they're easy, but her deviled eggs just taste different. I don't know what it is.
Grandma Dora made deviled eggs, and I'd walk by and be like, okay, one more. Okay, well, there's another one. There's another one. And I'm sure my farts reflected, but that's my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is the deviled eggs. What's your favorite part, Rick?
A pumpkin cake.
Pumpkin
like a pumpkin roll? Does Gigi do the pumpkin roll?
No, this has been passed down from my family. It's like a traditional kind of cake, but it's got this crumble on top, the sugary crumble. It's so good. We'll make you guys some.
I was going to say.
I want to know what this pumpkin cake is.
We're not supposed to be negative, and then Rick's over there, and then I was depressed because the fucking Lions lost.
But you always no one eats it, but I buy a pumpkin pie for you because you're like, it's not Thanksgiving without a pumpkin pie. And I really think you were the only person who tasted and ate the pumpkin pie.
I just want one piece. I don't need a lot of it. I know.
Need one
piece.
So we got to find out what this pumpkin cake is, because maybe that's the replacement. More people will eat the pumpkin cake than the pumpkin pie.
And I love the pecan pie.
Yes.
I love me the pecan pie. Love eating. Renae made 2 turkeys, and you've gotten pretty good at
I can do
making the turkeys.
Yes.
But dude, one turkey, I went to pull it out of the. I wanted to grab it and pull it out so I could cut it. Dude, it fell apart.
So I'm learning the trick is, so you brine it in water overnight, right? That was what I've done like the last 2 years. But you also have to allow time after you've brined it overnight to let it dry in the fridge. Like pat it dry and let it kind of dry out in the fridge for a day, because the brine gets all the water in.
Well, now we have to wait till next year to get both of them right. Because one of them was awesome. And the other one was good. But dude, this one, Rick, I'm not kidding you, dude. I picked up the leg and the meat just fell off the leg.
Yeah.
Off the bone. And it was like, holy crap.
It was because that one had time to dry out and the other one did not.
And it was so tender and so delicious.
But I was like you know how you always have a backup brisket just in case you mess one up? I had a backup turkey just in case I
they both came out amazing. And
I thought we were going to have more people too. And one of them was a smaller turkey.
Well, I definitely drank more than normal. But not I didn't get drunk. It was just every day it was like, oh, let's have a glass or let's relax.
We're not pour a glass of wine and have a drink like every night drinkers.
No.
We don't do that, but we kind of did that over Thanksgiving.
We did, and it was nice. And Grandma Dora and Grandpa Arthur. I had a lot of fun in Denver at the Comedy Works. And
was that before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? It blurs. Right before Thanksgiving.
And God, I just can't breathe there. Like I just.
Did you go get the IV as soon as you got there, like you usually do?
No, I didn't have time because I landed and went straight to the show Friday. Mm-hmm. Then by the time you woke up Saturday, it was showtime again.
Yeah.
They do early shows. And then, Sunday, I think we left or whatever. But I had fun because somebody, I don't know, one of the fans goes, tell us about Grandma Dora.
Oh.
Right? And
there's a wealth of comedy gold there.
Well, but I started telling the story of like how I grew up, and how, I had this stepmom and my dad, and then I had a stepdad and my Grandma Dora, and Grandma Dora was like this, and Dad was like this, and Arthur was like this, and and it was really funny, Rick. Like I think there might be a sparks for a whole set of like me talking about the way I grew up.
Yeah, being a divorced kid and how they're all such 4 different personalities. Like they really are 4 completely different personalities.
Like, what I said, Arthur used to take me to the beach with a freaking a biology set to check the solidity of the water and what was in. Oh yeah, we'd go and do science projects at the beach and learn about the beach and learn about the water and and then I would say that my dad would take me to the beach to check out chicks.
To look at tits.
Yeah. I go, those are the 2 dads I had, right? Was what one dad was like, and my dad would be like, ooh, did you see those tits? And I'd be like, yeah, but do you know that the salt water here is a little salty?
Do the tits flow better in saltier water?
Yeah. But it was fun, like talking about and kind of stepping back and realizing this crazy, interesting influences I had in my life.
Yeah.
This macho Vietnam vet, tough guy, blue collar welder, pipe fitter dad, and then this civil engineer stepdad, and then my mom that is outgoing and wants to party and is all about the drinks and the social aspect, and then my stepmom who
and plan the party. Your mama wants to plan the party and decorate for the party. Yeah.
And then my stepmom who I never saw a drink in her hand, ever. Occasionally I'd be like, "Are you drinking a margarita?" She's like, "I thought I would," and she would drink maybe half,
Yeah.
So it was just this dynamic of people in my life that raised me. I mean, dude, Arthur would we'd go to San Antonio and he'd go, come on, let's like, I don't want to sit here at your aunt's house. And because all the men they'd set up lawn chairs in the back and they'd start the barbecue grill.
Yes.
And they'd all have their little ice chest next to them. and they would proceed to get fucking hammered.
Yeah.
Right? And Art would be like, I don't want to do that. Like, let's go, Steve. And I'd be like, okay, where are we going? And we'd go to all the museums. And me and Art would walk around the museums, and he would tell me about things and check. And then he'd go, hey, you want to go have a nice lunch? We'll go have a nice lunch. I go, yeah, let's go. And we'd go do a sit-down lunch, and Arthur would order a scotch. Oh, what scotches do you have? You know, and can I see your wine list? You know, and we'd eat these steaks, and then we'd go back, and all the dads would still be there drinking and talking shit and getting drunk, you know?
Yeah.
So I think I want to talk about it more.
Yeah.
About like just this, because I know there's that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
You've always talked about that, how you feel like that was kind of your upbringing.
Kind of, yeah, you know, and the education I got from my dad, which was really great. And I have a great dad that taught me a lot. And then I have this stepdad that taught me a lot.
Yeah.
And they both added value in different ways. Mm-hmm. I had this stepmom that taught me a lot. I have this mom that taught me a lot about life.
Yeah.
You know, and because of all that, and then all the traveling, all the stuff, I mean, I've been able to learn a lot in my life because of the dynamic.
Right.
You know, I don't know, Rick, what do you think? I think that could be a fun kind of perspective.
Yeah, I love that idea. What? How old were you when your parents got divorced?
I was in second grade. So what is that? 7 or 8? 7. 7. Mm-hmm. My little sister was like 2, and then my older sister was probably 12.
I didn't realize there were that many years between you and Lisa.
We're all 5 years apart, the three of us. So yeah, I was little, and then I think my stepdad came into my life 4th grade, maybe 5th grade. And then Sarah, my stepmom, came into my life pretty soon.
Before Art or after Art?
Before Art.
Yeah. Yeah,
but Sarah, dad can't function without
a woman.
Yeah. He needs help.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he moved in with my aunt Blanca, God bless her, and I love her, and God rest her soul. And she was the woman that took care of him because
in between.
Yeah, in between.
Holy
yeah.
cow.
You know. But yeah, Rick, I mean, it was pretty early.
Did you get along with your step-parents right out of the gate?
Yeah, I mean, no issues. I mean, I found Arthur very, very interesting. Arthur was, like I said, an intellectual.
But I don't think Arthur ever tried to discipline you. Or I think Arthur's like a very sort of passive man. So I can't imagine him ever overstepping.
No, he was always just there. I mean, and he was there if you needed him. And
yeah,
you know, he loved sharing his knowledge with me. So I love learning from him. You know, he taught me how to sail. He would sail every Wednesday with his buddy and his little nerd group, you know, and we'd eat cheese and apples on the boat, you know, and we'd go sailing and do the yacht club, you know, and there'd be a big old block of cheese at the yacht club in this fancy restaurant where you could shave off the cheese. And, you know, I never seen no shit like that before, you know?
Yeah.
But then Sarah, you know, Sarah was, same, you know, she wasn't trying to be my mom, but she was always there for us.
She was a caretaker.
I mean, I always tell people her freaking schedule, like that woman, dude, she'd wake up at 4 a.m, make my dad breakfast, put it in his pail, do laundry, wake us up, make us breakfast. I mean, dude, that woman was a fucking tank, you know. But then you had my mom, who was all about like, let's go here and let's go there and let's go have fun and, you know, let's go to grandma's house, and mom would cook and bake and you know, do stuff like that. So it was interesting, Rick. I mean, I don't know. There was never any, you know, I mean, the divorce was ugly between my mom and my dad.
I think if you talk about their personalities, I think that's what gets tricky, is that at some point you have to talk about that part of it too.
Oh yeah, no, it was an ugly divorce. I mean, it was bad, you know, and I don't want to get negative. But it was bad. And the funny part, Rick, is my dad would, you know, my dad goes, "Hey, be careful, man. Renae's just like your mother." Just like your mother, man. And it didn't work out for me. And I'm like, well, yeah, Dad, but I'm also not like you.
Yeah.
I'm like you, but not 100% like you.
Yeah.
and Arthur had a lot of patience, and I learned that from Arthur. He had a lot of patience, and he was very patient with me and my mom and my sisters, and he was just had a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Dad had zero patience. Zero fucking patience, right? So it was cool, Rick.
That's cool. Did you guys, you lived with your mom, correct?
I lived with my mom until 4th grade. And then I moved on to my dad and Sarah's house, 4th grade on. And well, that was the other thing too. My dad raised me hard and raised me fast. And then once I was like 15 or 16, more like 16, and my dad was like, look, man, you make your own money and don't bother me for money and don't be an idiot. That was about the guidance I got.
The extent of his parenting.
Yeah, you know you need to be at work. You know you need to be at school. You know the things you need to do. Handle them.
Yeah.
Take care of them, and don't be an idiot. And that was about.
But you were kind of an idiot.
I mean, at 16, I was running around, going to work, doing my own thing, making my own money.
Yeah.
And I was very, very independent.
Well, in that way, you weren't an idiot, but like I feel like you were a wild child. You ran around.
Oh, I got in what you call good old boy trouble. I got in a lot of good old boy trouble.
What is good old boy trouble?
Oh, fights and drinking a little too much and partying. It was never like, hey, I'm gonna go break into houses or any stupid shit like that.
You never got an MIP?
I never got an MIP.
You never got caught.
Well, that was one thing my dad told me. You party in the backyard, and then that way when the cops come, you jump the fence and you're out of there.
Yeah.
Right. So I was always smart. I was always street smart. I was like, or my dad would say like, come on, dude, that party's going to get busted.
Yeah.
If you roll up and there's 50 fucking cars, he's like, come on, it's going to get busted.
Yeah.
He goes, so what you do is you park down the street.
The getaway car? You're the getaway car?
Yeah, you put a getaway car down the street. You party in the backyard so that when the cops knock on the door, don't wait, jump the fence and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And my dad was right. I
heard a noise from Rick. What was that noise, Rick?
That was laughing. I would have never have thought to do any of that.
I thought you were taking notes. Things to tell the boys.
Yeah. But, I mean, my dad's attitude was like, don't be an idiot, man. Like, pay attention,
Yeah.
That party's going to get busted.
Rick, were you at a party that got busted? Oh, we lost Rick. Oh. What was the question? Were you at a party that got busted? Were you ever at a party that the cops showed up at?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I was like, I never drank, so I was always sober and stuff. So I was like, I don't know what these idiots are doing. So the cops never bothered me.
You're like, I got to go, man. These guys are idiots. Sorry, guys. No, I never got busted. But I will say, like, it's Gregory Portland was all about, and I guess because it was country and there was nothing to do, it was, let's go drink in a field. And
I wasn't in a field. I was at a house.
But we'd always go out to the pipes and we'd go out to the field and we'd find some opening in a cornfield.
Yeah.
And we'd all go, you know where to go. And we'd all get there. We'd all drink.
I remember there was that like shack of a barn. That was the thing. When you were a senior, you would go out to that
senior
field
barn
and you would drink and then you would like graffiti on the barn. Yep.
But I forget what it was called. I look back, I'm like, golly, man, we were drinking way too young.
Yeah.
And it was all of us.
A lot. It wasn't that you were just drinking young. It was that you were drinking a lot. Like getting trashed.
All the time.
I don't think that's a thing with kids anymore.
I was talking to Victoria about it a little bit, and apparently there's some kids that are. It's in my generation, it was everybody.
Yeah.
And I think this new generation, it's like half.
Half drinks and gets plastered, or half just drinks, period?
Half just drinks, period. And the other half's like, yeah, I don't really drink.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about it. I mean, this generation, the drink sales are slowly going down. Steadily have been on a decline.
Yeah.
For people going out, our generation, where we're all power drinkers.
They're talking about how to capture them. They're talking about now it's those, like, what are they called? The recess, the drinks with like, is it CBD or what do they put in
THC
them?
Yeah, that they're choosing to do that and more responsible. I mean, and I love hearing it, where my nieces will be like, Mom, Dad, you're going out. Make sure you have a driver. You know, like they're a little bit more responsible. But man, we would get fucking annihilated. I mean, you know, and it's like.
That's good old boy fun.
Yeah, I got a lot of good old boy fun. But I worked my ass off. And you know, so by the time, Rick, I was 16, I had my own car that I bought myself. And I was paying my own insurance. I was the only kid in school that paid for his own pager. I had a pager. You know, and when cell phones came out, I was the one that I had my own cell phone that I paid for myself and had it myself. I paid for my own car insurance. My dad made me, and my dad would be like, "Look, you don't ask me for money. I won't ask you for money, and we're good."
Yeah. And
you know where you're supposed to be, and you know what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But I think that's because my dad grew up very independent. You know, kind of on his own.
Yeah.
And I think that he was like, you know, Dad would always be like, "You're a man now," and I'm like, "I'm fucking 12, dude." You know, and you're gonna act like a man. I'm like, I'm 12.
Yeah.
And he had me on roofing, and you know, working with Uncle Johnny, and then when I turned 16, I go, I don't want to be on a roof. I'm gonna go wait tables. And I made a lot of money doing that. And I had a lot of fun. I bought my own school clothes. By the time I was 16, my dad was like, "I'm not buying you clothes. You're a man. You got a job."
That's crazy to me.
You know, you got a job. Why am I buying you clothes? Go buy the clothes you want. You have money. So by 16, I was buying all my own school clothes, paying for my own car, had my own pager and cell phone, and I had a job. And dad was never like, well, he would always tell me, "Don't drink and drive." That was like a big deal. Like, and again, don't be an idiot. Don't be fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Don't get busted, and don't drink and drive. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Renee's at drama tournaments every weekend, being the valedictorian.
With my parents giving me my spending money for the weekend.
Get your little budget. Like, here's your budget.
Uh-huh.
Were you 16, 17, Rick? Were you pretty independent or still on the tit?
Yeah, I was working, paying for my own car, all that stuff. But I want to take a step back. Growing up, did you guys know each other's parents?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. It's a tiny town. My parents knew her parents when I was in elementary school. Now, here's the crazy part. Her parents have VHS video of me in a talent show.
I wonder where it is now that they've moved, Steve. I don't know what happened to it.
Because her brother was in the same talent show as me. So Renae has been watching me perform for a long time.
I don't remember that.
Oh, stop.
I don't remember that.
Oh, stop.
I remember my brother's performance. They were like, they pantomimed to New Kids on the Block, I think, or something like that. Yeah. But I don't remember you telling jokes in the talent show.
And my sister, so my Aunt Gloria used to babysit. My Aunt Gloria lived across from the school, so
they lived across the street from me.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. So they lived across the street from the school. Then behind them, Renae lived. Well, my sister, who is not much older than you, would go to my aunt's house, Gloria, after school, and then Gloria would tell her, "Hey, there's a little girl. Maybe you want to go play with her." Because my cousin April was also...
I would play with my imaginary friend, like chasing him around a tree.
And when I started dating Renae, Victoria goes, "Oh, dude, she was so fucking mean. She would never let me play with her toys. And she would basically tell me to fuck off. And I was never allowed to play with her toys. And Renae was never want to play with me." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my wife." Yep, that's my wife. So that's how, I mean, we have a lot of history, Rick, of being in each other's lives.
You say being in each other's lives, but not like we were adjacent. We were always adjacent. We were never commingling.
That's why, if I ever write a book, I want it to be half Renae, half me. And then Renae talking about her childhood and her goals and what she wanted to do and how she got to where she got. And then me doing that. And then finally in the book, we meet up.
Yeah.
And then the book is also then becomes, this is me and her together and the things we've gone through together. Yeah. That I think would make an interesting book.
Interesting. Yes.
Don't you think?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Rick, don't you think that'd be a good book?
That'd be cool.
To see these two lives.
Only because I think our upbringings are so different.
Oh, very different. Very, very different. But Rick, by the time I was 16, if I wanted to go to my mom's house, I did. If I wanted to go to my dad's house, I did. I mean, I was doing my own thing. So, yeah. it really wasn't well, you're living with dad or mom. I just kind of, wherever I ended up then.
Would you play them?
No, well, I don't know. I mean,
'cause I just feel like for a kid, it's such an easy, natural thing to do when you have divorced parents, right? Dad didn't give me the answer I want. Let me go to mom's.
No, well, mom tried to parent me more. At 16, 17, and I'd be like, "Fuck you! Like, you're not gonna parent me. Like, don't tell me I have to come home. I'll just go to dad's."
Yeah.
Like, no, my dad lets me do what I want, and dad always tells me if I'm doing the right things, and I'm working. You don't tell me what to. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I've been a man since I was 12. So, but I also think that I don't think I would have made it as a comedian if I didn't have that sense of being on my own. I slept anywhere. I'd sleep at my cousin Gabe's house. I'd sleep at mom's house. I'd sleep at dad's. I mean, I was just kind of a vagabond already.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would have been able to make it as a comedian and move so far away from home if I didn't have that upbringing.
Yeah.
I think because I kind of had that independent, I can make it on my own feeling. I don't know if I would have done it if at 18 I had been, depending on mom and dad.
Yeah. To
be able to go, okay, screw it. I'm going to go and live this life on my own. But also, I had a hard dad that it was a fuck you, watch me attitude, because my dad was like, look, I can get you in the refinery right now.
Well, I was going to say, the other thing is that college, I feel like when we talk about it, college was never something on your radar. And I just find that so interesting that you
I went to Del Mar
yourself.
for like half a semester.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. Like I knew it wasn't for me, and I wanted to do comedy. And the first opportunity I got to get to a comedy club, I took it. And when I moved to LA with no plan.
Yeah.
There was no plan. And I moved to LA, and it was, oh shit.
There was kind of a plan, because you went out there after having met Mencia.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had a gig.
Yeah.
But I didn't have I didn't realize that. I knew that I was able to get an apartment in Dallas, and that was pretty easy. Like you'd walk into a leasing office, and then they go, oh, yeah, let me show you the options, and then you go, oh, great, Mm-hmm. I moved to LA, and it was like, oh crap, these apartments are crazy expensive. I don't know where to begin, and I got to figure this out, and it took several months to figure it out versus a few weeks.
Gotcha.
And it was hard because I was also on the road on the weekend. So I'd leave on the weekend, I'd come back, and then it was like, oh crap, like,
where did you even park your car? Like in LA, because you can't leave your car on the street.
Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah.
In a Walmart parking lot. And I picked that Walmart because there's a 24-hour fitness there.
Uh-huh.
And I got a gym membership so I could shower. So I would go into the gym and I'd work out a little bit, and then I'd shower for the day. And then I'd go and hang out in my car, or I'd go to a coffee shop or the movies. I go to the movies a lot.
Yeah.
Because had AC and I could sleep, and it was dark, and sleeping in my car sucked. But if I didn't have the upbringing I had and the hard dad that I had, where, because my dad would always be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear a man can work. A man can pay his bills, and there's money to be made, and go figure it out. And I would go, well, Dad, I applied at this place. I didn't get hired. And he goes, did you talk to the manager? Did you ask for the manager? Or did you just fill out an application? I'd be like, well, I just filled out an application. He goes, well, that doesn't look like you really want the job, does it? You want to look like you want the job? Ask for the manager. And you tell the manager you want to work there. He goes, that's the kind of initiative a man takes. And all those lessons that he taught me, right, have shown me that, yeah, you're right. Every time, then the next interview I went in, I go, hey, I want to wait tables here. Can I talk to the manager? And they're like, well, here's an application. I'm like, no, where's the manager?
Yeah.
And I go to the manager and I go, hey, I really want to work here. And that manager goes, oh shit, here's this kid that took the initiative, and I would get the job.
You think your dad, where did your dad learn that? From the military?
Dad is, I always tell people, Dad's very smart. when it comes to socially and politically doing the right things. Mm-hmm. Like Dad always had a perspective on life that was very special to me, and a very intelligent perspective on life. You know, he taught me to appreciate. He showed me he would go, you know, do you not see how lucky you are? Or you're looking at that all wrong, son. You're not looking at it the way you should. And he would put my perspective right.
Where do you think he got that from?
Tough upbringing. I think Dad had a very tough upbringing. I know he had a very tough upbringing, you know, very poor. Dad had to grow up fast, and Dad had to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, and he has the attitude of like, look, I made it, and I work hard, and I did what I was supposed to do, and you should too. And I learned a lot from him as to like, you know, like I said, why are you not talking to the manager? You know, hey, take the dishwashing job.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? Take the dishwashing job, work your ass off, and then if they see you working hard, you're not going to be a dishwasher for long. And he was right. And I did take the dishwasher job.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a dishwasher for long. And I busted my ass. And these people that were older would come to me and be like, who the fuck are you? Who are you, kid? Because they don't meet kids like that. And they don't meet people like that. So, and it stands out for me as an adult now.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I go to a hotel or I go somewhere and I see this kid that's like different. Just different. They have a different attitude, right? Like my dad would tell me, he goes, you want to make money waiting tables? Do it because you love it. You wait tables and you serve people and you do it out of the kindness of your heart because you want to serve and you'll make more money. People can smell greed. If you're there just for the money, they'll know it and they're not going to give it to you. He goes, but if you're there to serve and really provide good service and do it with heart, you're going to make more money. And I did.
Yeah.
And I do serve with heart. And I do. And my dad was always like, hey, that old lady over there carrying that watermelon, get your ass over there and grab it for her and help her. You know, and Dad would do that. Dad would see an old lady pushing a shopping cart and he would stop everything and he'd go, ma'am, let me take you. And he'd load her stuff up. So, you know, he taught me to give and he taught me to be there for people. And, you know, when you know, we grew up very Amish. I tell people, it was like we were the Amish, my cousins, my family. Uh-huh. You know, if somebody was roofing a house, they knew that they could call us. And then I remember telling Dad, I go, Dad, this is like the fourth fucking house I've roofed for free. And my dad would say, well, when it's our turn, they're going to help us. And then sure enough, when it was our turn to replace the roof, they were all there. And, you know, they were all working for beer and a pizza and tacos. And Dad taught me all that.
Yeah.
You know. I'm waiting for Rick's next question.
Oh, well, Renae, what's your first job?
My first job.
Not a blow.
No. No.
Said that twice. No.
No, mine was really weird. My one of my best friends, her dad, his business, his company, was that they tested genetically modified crops. So it was an awesome summer job. I mean, you got up really early in the morning and you were done early in the morning, but you're literally like combing through muddy crop fields, and we would grow worms and plant them on the crops, and then we'd put these netted tents around the plants, and then a couple weeks later we'd come back and we were like little scientists. We'd collect the data and
now
like
the crazy part is
how many worms were on the plants and how much the plants had been eaten. And
here's the crazy part, Rick. Her friend's husband now owns and runs that company for her dad.
Why is that the crazy part?
It's just cool that that's still happening.
Yeah.
And that job is still there.
Well, they would like, so for farmers, that was part of their job too. We just didn't do that. They would sort of prescribe what needed to be sprayed or how the crops needed to be treated if stuff was happening to the plants. So they do that too as their business. But we were focused on sort of helping collect the data for these genetically modified plants and what was happening. But there would be like milo, like the grain that would just grow crazy stupid tall, and then wacky things would happen to it. Like it would attract a crazy ton of bees because however it was genetically modified or whatever. Like it was weird. It was crazy.
Well, and you know, you look at both schools, right? And I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, Renae didn't have to work But at the same time, she is top of her class and dedicated to drama. And, you know, when I look at Garrett, I think to myself, hey, if you're going to be top of your class, if you're going to study hard and work hard at school, and you're going to dedicate yourself to sports, I don't need you to work. Well, that is like work.
My parents always told me school was my job. Like school was my job and treat it that way. But I was also the kid who I'd fall asleep in the middle of the night with a book on my chest and a pencil in my hair, you know? So I wasn't out drinking in a field. I was at home reading a book.
No, I mean, but you know, I look at the lessons I learned from working. I'm hoping Garrett learns those lessons from school and from his sports.
Yeah.
Right. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm not trying to raise an MLB baseball player. Yeah. I'm trying to raise a good man. And how do I raise that good man? Right. And I don't need to chase rings, and I don't need Garrett to be on the best fucking baseball team. I just need to raise a good man. And I need Garrett to learn hard lessons through sports like I learned through work.
Yeah.
Right. And my dad told me, you know, and I broke my back, so I wasn't able to play sports anymore. And I probably would have continued to play sports and not worked. You know, because sports takes up so much of your time. Yeah. I didn't have that anymore. I didn't have football practice after school. I didn't have football practice in the morning. I didn't you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't have baseball practice. So it was like, well, I'll go to work. I mean, I did that on my own because I wanted my own money.
Right.
And there was some independence to that too, where my dad made it very clear to me, if I'm buying your shit, then you do what I say. But if you want to go out and buy your own shit, then I'll leave you alone. And I was like, well, fucking leave me alone. Yeah. I'd rather go to work. So,
I mean, I wasn't getting into trouble. I was at rehearsals all day, and I was choreographing and teaching dances for the production. Like I was doing stuff.
How do you look at it with the boys, Rick? Same way?
It's so tough because my kids don't know how to do anything manual. And I grew up doing everything manual. And I don't know how they're going to be with their kids and stuff, and it does worry me. Sports is good. Like you said, sports will teach a lot of like teamwork, getting over adversity, all that stuff. But I don't know.
And pushing through too, you know, and like, hey, you know, sports is not always going to be your passion, right? You're gonna have times where you're gonna say, God, man, it's kind of boring or it's not fun, and it's like, well, dude, work isn't fun, and work can be boring. And even though, Rick, and I might be speaking for you, and you can correct me, even though we absolutely love what we do, and we're living a dream, there are times that you're like, oh, crap.
You feeling inspired.
Like, yeah, you feeling inspired.
You're over it. You don't want to do it that day.
But like I told Garrett, I go, dude, when you hit that home run, does it not bring the spark back?
Yeah.
You know, when Rick calls us and says, guys, the Diddy documentary's out, does that not give you the spark back? The excitement again?
Yeah.
You know, when I walk on stage and I'm annihilating the crowd and they're bumping each other, that gives me the spark back.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, man, do I have to fly? Do I have to deal with the bullshit? Is all the politics of Hollywood? Yes. But God, man, when I walk on that stage,
yeah,
that moment, that first joke, and everybody starts laughing, and I go, all right, man, I'm in the groove again.
Yeah.
And I love it. So it's all worth it.
Wait, okay. I know, I'm sorry. You said the Diddy doc, and Rick, since we're almost time's up, Rick's Diddy doc comes out that they worked on. Who does press for the Diddy doc, Rick?
Well, 50 Cent does, because he executive produced it with us.
I was going to say you're dropping dimes, but you're not. You're dropping quarters.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize 50 Cent was the producer. Now I really want to watch it. That's like a whole nother level.
You can go back. You can literally go back 10 years, and 50's been talking about this for 10 years on social. People follow 50 just to hear him throw dirt at
I know
Diddy.
that. I know their history and their beef, but I didn't realize that he was a producer of the doc you were working on.
I want to be that famous. I want to do a whole documentary on starts with an M, ends with an I. I want to expose these pieces of shit. I want everybody to know
you just turned a negative to a positive.
That's hilarious. What did you say, Rick?
You just turn a negative to a positive.
There you go.
Yeah, see?
Isn't there a song about that? Is that the Biggie? Does Biggie Smalls do a song.
But congratulations, the Diddy documentary is out, and we are not 50 Cent, but we are going to promote it.
Where can people watch it?
It's this little platform called Netflix.
Yes.
You may have heard of it.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
I think we're going to put Frankenstein on pause tonight to watch the Diddy doc. We're putting the kids
well,
to bed
four episodes.
Renae and I might do some reenactments, so I need some baby oil.
Okay. What's it called, Rick?
The Diddy.
It's called Sean Combs The Reckoning.
Sean Combs The Reckoning. Well, the funny part is when I play craps and I win, I go, pay the Diddy, right? And then they're like, who's the Diddy? I go, I'm the Diddy. And they're like, no, what about P. Diddy? I go, no, I'm the Diddy's Diddy. I'm the Diddy's Diddy. To turn a negative into a positive, we do have Vegas coming up. Next week.
I'm already planning my outfits. NFR outfits are like a thing I've learned on Instagram.
Well, and to be honest with you, Renae and I have had a very rough year of working and just not connecting and not being on the same page, Renae and I, and we're still in love and we're still together and we're always going to be in love and we're always going to be together, but it's been a rough year and we're very excited to just have some husband and wife time and let loose a little bit with some friends.
Yeah.
And enjoy our Vegas without the kids. And just reconnect because it has been tough. And this stage of life that we're in is tough. They're still little.
Yeah.
They still need a lot of attention, and we're happy to. And we love being their parents and we love doing it, but God, it's hard, and it's hard on the husband and wife front. Does it get easier, Rick, as the kids get older?
Yes, because you can leave them alone. You can do your own thing.
I was going to say, I was just having a conversation with a girlfriend because I forget what she was talking about, if it was working out or something. And she's like, oh, yeah, I can go. And I do that in the afternoons and the evenings. And I was like, what happens with the kids? Like, what do you do? How do you make that work? And she was like, Renae, my kids are older. They can be left at home alone. It's okay. And I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. So it's just, I think it's the phase we're in.
But you're also, the kids also get to an age where they're like, look, they're a little more independent.
Yeah.
Right. Where they're like, oh, I don't need mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it'd be great if you did leave.
I don't know. Garrett's not there yet. I have to remind Garrett that he can warm up his own damn corn dog. Just push 1 minute on the microwave and you're good.
Well, Rick, I will say this, going back to, my dad being very smart. And I will say that my dad and Arthur and my mom and Sarah, they all raised a good man. I've grown to be a good man. And I continue to try to be a better man. But I remember my dad, number one, he's never told me he loves me. Number one. But
never, ever.
Maybe occasionally, like real quick, like maybe on the phone. But I remember, I don't know, I was probably in my 30s, and I'm sitting there with my dad. I go, any regrets, Dad? Right? And he goes, I have one. He goes, I raised you to never need me. He goes, and now you never need me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I know I'm supposed to raise my kid to never need me. Mm-hmm. But then when they don't need you.
Now you don't come around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's hard.
Yeah.
And I get that and I understand that. And it's like, I do want to raise Garrett to not need anybody.
Yeah.
But I also want him to need me. And maybe it's that, maybe he'll need me for emotional support or for a conversation, right?
Yeah.
And Dad and I
don't know why that's going to make me cry.
Dad and I have a hard time because Dad wants to give me advice.
Yeah.
And it's like, Dad, I don't need your advice anymore. Right? Like I've surpassed your advice. He's like, hey, you got to get a savings account. And I'm like, I have more than a savings account. I have IRAs. I have, like I understand what you're saying, Dad, but that I'm past that.
Yeah.
So I just need my dad to be my friend. And
that's hard because I don't know if he knows how to fill that role.
And that's why when when we're gambling and we're in Vegas or we're at a casino, that's when he's my friend.
Yeah.
Until
I can see that. Yeah.
Until he's like, okay, walk away, you're up 1,000, and I'm like. Dad, I want to keep playing. No, don't be stupid. Just you got money in your hand. Take it. play again tomorrow. And you're like, dude, just be my friend. Like, we're enjoying playing craps. Like, why are you turning this into you telling me what to do?
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense, Rick?
Yeah. And it is sad.
It's tough, man. And that's the other thing too. Are you now starting to talk college with the boys?
Yes. And then just what you guys will probably have to go through this too is, do you need college? Like, we've never ever thought that. Like, Gigi was an instructor for a long time.
Yeah.
And now we're like, with AI and the way things are changing and stuff, how do you study for something in 4 years from now? And then 4 years from that, the world's going to look so much different. How do you study for that?
Yeah. Well, and also what roles are people really going to need to fill?
I've just, for me, college is an extension of high school. An opportunity to live on your own with guidance.
Yeah.
An opportunity to have college friends.
It's like bumpers.
Like little bumpers on a bowling alley.
Bumpers
right?
to independence.
But I also want Garrett to have like that college experience.
Yeah.
You know, I admire friends that they go, oh man, my 4 years at A&M, or my 4 years at Florida State, or my 4 years at, you know, I have these great friends that I made, and man, I root for that college because I went to that school, you know.
I didn't have your typical college experience as far as like football and a campus and all of that, because I went to NYU. But the advice that someone gave me that I thought was invaluable, and whenever college, high school graduates ask me, I said, this was the advice someone gave me, and I'm so glad they told me. Their advice was study abroad. While student loans are paying for it, when you've got that dorm and that sort of support system, study abroad, work abroad, do internships abroad. Like,
that's an education.
Take advantage of those kind of opportunities, because after that, the real world starts. You have kids. It's just harder.
And to be honest with you, like, college to me as an employer makes me go, oh, you started something and you finished it.
Yeah.
Right. You in order to get through college, they give you deadlines. They give you things that you need to do.
Yeah.
You did those things. You finished. You committed to it, and they handed you a degree because you proved that you could start something and finish it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But studies will show.
But then it's also like the mounting student loan debt. So is all of that?
Well, our kids are not going to have student loan because
is it worth the student loan?
We've already put money away for them, so they're not going to have student loans.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, Rick, I think that it's an extension of high school, right? And there's hey, you have responsibilities to go to class, and get those things done, and you can have fun doing it with a bunch of fun people and have a good time and have some experience. But by the time you get to the real world, the projects that you had to turn in for college are now the projects you need to turn in for work. However, it has proven that the most successful entrepreneurs are usually the C students. The most successful people are usually the buck the system. This is boring. I'm not, what you're teaching me is inconsequential to my life.
Yeah.
And that was always my attitude. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Although, don't you feel like a business degree would have been helpful?
No.
No? Mm-mm. Okay.
Rick, you business degree helpful?
Yeah. Yes.
I do.
It's especially running a company. There's so many things that we screwed up on so many times because we just didn't know. And if we would have been educated beforehand. Now, I agree with that.
Understanding processes and systems and how to implement them and which one for what.
How to set up an LLC, how to run a company,
Right.
how to do your books, how to do payroll.
Yes.
Me and you had to figure it out like on the fly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm shocked that your answer was no.
I wouldn't disagree with that. But I still got the same education. It was just real time. Does that make sense, Rick?
Slower.
Yeah, you end up in the same spot. It's just how do you get there?
Right.
Yeah.
So do you want to spend 4 years not doing your business and learning about how to do a business? Or do you want to still do 4 years starting your business and figuring it out as you go? I don't know. What's the answer?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Rick?
Yeah. Depends on the kind of person you are.
The bigger question is like, you guys are running the business for yourselves. If you go into business, you can run someone else's company.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't, like, let's say you guys wanted someone to be the CEO of Steve Trevino.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, you're not going to go, well, some guy that just came off the street. You're going to go, let me find the best.
I'm not going to hire someone to figure it out on my dime.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
but But those people have different skills, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons that Arturo Molinares runs all my companies, because Arturo has those skills, and I am smart enough to go, I don't. Let me hire somebody.
Yeah.
Right? I can't.
So that's what Rick's saying. That's when a business degree is helpful. Those are the kind of people that get hired to do those jobs.
But it's when you look at producing a special, I've been a part of 5 specials.
Yeah.
I still need Rick.
I was going to say, because there's different kinds of producers. There's producers that do different jobs.
I can't do what you guys do, but I'm smart enough to go, well, I'm not going to waste my time going, well, because I do specials and I produce them, so let me go to college and learn how to produce them. That's a waste of fucking time. How about I just hire Rick and partner with Rick, and then Rick shares his talent with me and I share my talent with him.
Yeah.
And then we move forward.
Yeah.
And you've never once asked if I went to college?
Never once. That's my point.
But he met you working. He didn't hire you off the street. You guys met years ago, actually working together.
My friend John Michael, who is the piano player for George Strait. I don't want to steal his line, but I love his line. He goes, I went to Tulane College. Tulane Highway.
Yeah.
He goes, I got my education on a 2-lane highway, and that's how I got my education.
Yeah.
But I also had all this great upbringing. I had all these people around me. But I've always been very curious, and I always tell people, and I've told you a million times, the best thing that ever happened to me and the biggest blessing is that people did tell me I was dumb. People told me I wasn't going to make it. People told me that my dyslexia was not going to serve me well. That I had something that was a learning disability and that I was in trouble. So because of that, my approach to everything is teach me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Please show me how to do it. When Rick comes up to me and he says, hey, do you want to do this or this? These are our options. I go, Rick, you tell me. Because I don't pretend to know. And I don't go, well, let me tell you what we should do. I go, no, Rick, what is going to be best? What is going to be less effective? What are our options here? And then Rick goes, well, if we get rid of the jib, it'll save us this much money. I can get the same effect doing this. I go, fucking do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know it all. And I think that has served me very well in my life is knowing I don't know it all. You, on the other hand, you were perfect. Everybody told you were great. Everybody told you never made a mistake. Everything you do is awesome. And because of that, you were very...
I live up to the expectation.
Did you get a little bit of that, Rick? Of that little bit of you're not going to make it? What was your fire, man? I used to do manual labor, and I always said, as long as I'm not doing manual labor, then I've made it. And so when I was graduating college, I was really nervous about getting a job. And I realized you could just grip. You could just lift heavy lights, move lights around film sets. So I never worried after that when I was I can always do that. So I always had that as my kind of bottom level of I'll always be in this industry. But
I can at least be a grip.
Yeah, exactly. And then everything, you kind of want to just keep growing, going up and up and up. And that's one thing about the college is when you get out of college, you're going to struggle anyways. Doesn't matter where you go to. So should you just take the money you were going to put away for Garrett for college, give it to him to say this has to last you 4 years, go struggle at whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that
doesn't sound bad.
There's that too.
I think you have to look at the kid. I think it's different for each kid.
I mean, if Garrett keeps his academics the way that they are, if Garrett continues to be the baseball player he is, he's probably going to get a scholarship. And mainly because of academics.
The academics.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
he's an athlete with academics.
He's an athlete with high academics.
Yeah.
He'll probably get to go play college baseball somewhere.
Right.
Right? So then again, if it's a scholarship, what do we do with the money? Right? But I also want my kid to struggle.
I got ideas.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Because I got ideas. But I want my kids to struggle. And that's the other thing I worry about is a lot of my character and a lot of my grit came from adversity.
From the pulling yourself out of the pit.
Yeah. From dealing with bullshit, going through a divorce, having to work at a young age. I mean, all the obstacles that I've overcome have given me the grit.
Yeah.
Right? And you always wonder, where's our kids' grit going to come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, where's that passion going to come from? Because I tell Garrett, I'm like, look, dude, you're a damn good baseball player. But there's a kid in the Dominican Republic playing barefoot right now with a shitty glove going, I got to get the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
I know that we can play baseball. I know there's a path for me. And I'm going to fucking kill myself to be a baseball player.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's my way out. Same with boxers. Same with NFL. Same with the NBA, where these kids grow up in the ghetto going, I know my way out.
Yeah.
And my way out is through this sport. So I'm going to give it everything I have and not stop until I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Rick was in the same boat I was. No safety net. And it scares me that my kids know, well, I'll just go home. Or my kids go, why do I live in this shitty apartment? My parents' house is badass. Like, you know what I mean, Rick?
I know exactly what you mean. And you kind of just have to look to people who were really successful and their kids who also become successful. That's kind of only saving grace we have.
That was one of the, man, I had a long conversation, and he has become a friend of mine, Eric Dungy, Coach Dungy's son. And for those of you that don't know, Coach Dungy has a lot of kids. And his son is a wonderful human being. Young man, real estate guy, works hard. And I had a long conversation. I said, dude, I go, you grew up with this famous coach. And you were around famous people. And you had all this access. And I go, you came out to be a great human, man. I go, what was it? And he goes, my dad was just always there with us. My dad always found time for us. My dad always took time to teach us things. My dad always explained how hard he worked to get where he is.
Yeah.
And my dad expected excellence from us. So I was like, oh, well, maybe there's a chance, you know, because Eric Dungy in Tampa, if you're looking for a home, Coach Dungy's son sells real estate. He actually helped Tom Brady get his home when Tom Brady moved to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But just a wonderful young man and really loved and very grounded and very down to earth and not a mess at all.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know, we just had, our parents were around and our parents took time. So then you go, oh, well, God, I hope that us being around and us taking the time translates. Right?
I know, but I'm like, how much time? And are we giving enough time? And are we, giving enough attention? I just keep asking myself all those questions.
I just keep thinking like, okay, when he's in therapy, I want to be able to show up and be like, no bullshit. I woke up every morning to take him to school. Every morning. All right, we got to wrap it up. We definitely all missed each other. And
we went a little long today.
We went a little long. I hope this podcast was positive enough for you, bitch.
Stop.
I'm kidding. Totally kidding. And my mustache is coming in strong. Look at that. It's coming in strong.
I thought you said you were going to shave this.
I did.
You changed your mind?
It's just grown back.
Oh.
I had it low. But it's still, we're doing good. Our sponsors.
Old Salt Coffee. I got a little paranoid this morning. I thought our stash was low. We have to replenish we keep a stockpile, but Old Salt Coffee.
Best drip coffee you'll have at home, I promise you.
Trevino 10 is the code.
Yeah. Do the math on how much you spend on coffee outside of the house because you think it tastes better. It's better at home with Old Salt Coffee. So Trevino 10.
Yes.
Confidence Auto Group.
Yes.
Yep. So give them an opportunity. They have done so. Oh, they had
It's the time of year. Are they running specials right now?
Yeah, they
Did
sent something
some
to
specials?
us.
I was like, it's the time of year when.
Oh, you know what? That has passed. So and I apologize to Aztec Chevrolet in that group because we did take a couple weeks off. I apologize, but they're always doing something wonderful over there. Give them an opportunity.
Put a big red bow on it.
They'll match any dealer in the state. So give them an opportunity. Pick Cherries. We're asking you to download it. Please do. We love you guys. Any other questions, Rick, to wrap it up?
No.
I think
we covered the whole world today.
We covered a lot. We know that Renee's first job was not a blow-in. So with that being said, we love you guys. Thank you for the continued support. And for those of you that think we're negative, I do apologize. We are doing our absolute best to be who we are. And we're also trying to deliver a podcast that is honest and true and real conversation. We love you guys. Thank you.